Hello, beautiful souls, beautiful beings. Welcome back to Being Omni. And today's question from my book of questions comes from Ray. And she asked, where do we come from? And this is a beautiful question. And actually, this is a question I asked long ago. And when I received the answer, it was in a very lucid dream. And I'm just going to walk you guys through this journey of this dream that I was given to fully express what it was that I saw, what I was guided through, and answer the question, where do we come from? Because this is a very multi-layered question with almost the same response, if you will. And I will go through and describe everything that I saw. And this may differ a little bit from what other people have expressed in the sense of where do we come from. And here we go. And so in the dream that I had years ago, I saw what can be described as a chain link fence, to put it simply. And in the intersecting points of this chain link fence, there were tiny pods, and each pod carried a spark, a light, an energy. And this energy can be described as the consciousness, the spark of consciousness of Creator. You know, the different forms of expression, the spawn of consciousness, if you will. And it is in these instances, in this essence, where you begin to understand where we come from. Each of us begin as a spark of consciousness, an expression of the Creator. And as we reach the space of maturity of Creator consciousness, of this expression, we are then greeted by what is called galactic midwives, or energetic midwives, if you will, to put it simply. Do my best to have terms that we can relate to as I guide you through this journey of expression. And as we are greeted by the midwives, they take us then to the next phase, which is the phase of growth, understanding, maturity, beginning to realize our potential as new souls, not ones that have been reincarnated, but new expressions of consciousness. And as we move through the process, as we move through the school, if you will, of this understanding of who we are and where we come from, and out of this, a desire is created, a desire of knowing, a desire of understanding, a desire of, is there more? What is my purpose? So this is where our purpose of interaction comes from, our purpose of desire of knowledge and wisdom and experimentation. Because this, you have to remember that we are in this space of experiencing self with self. You know, every aspect, every cell, every being, every living thing, non-living thing is an expression of consciousness. And it is that interaction that we desire, which is why, you know, humans, dogs, pets, everything is longing for that interaction, whether if it's with elemental energies or just another being. And as we move through this space of school of understanding, of longing, of this desire and interaction, you know, when we mature enough, you know, this could be, you know, years, decades, centuries in the space of consciousness in relative to human time. Because in human time, things are much slower. But when we are in the ethers, when we are in the space of energy, time moves much faster. The perception of what we call time, the growth, the maturity happens much faster. And we perceive it as years, decades, centuries, depending on the level of that soul. But in terms of the energy that is used, it could relatively be days for us, or weeks, or months, when we are in the space of the ether, of allowing for that growth to happen. And so once we reach the space of maturity, we then begin to move on to the life selection process. And this is a very interesting process because we get to choose the best life that's going to create growth and opportunities for us to expand. And in this life selection process, as I saw it, it is a purple sphere, a purple bubble. And in this, you are alone. There's no one with you. You're in solitude. And in this solitude, you are shown 6 different options, almost like on a view screen, like 3 on the top, 3 on the bottom. You see these moments, and there's undetermined amount of length of each screen, and you are shown different aspects of each life. The most important life markers that are going to create the most opportunity for growth and expansion for the soul. And in that space, if you ever have moments of deja vu, we all do, this is the source of that deja vu, because we remember on a soul level that we have chosen this life for the intended purpose of growth and expansion. And so when we reach the space after we choose the life we choose, we then begin to sit with those who are going to assist us in our life. Our soul family, our parents, our grandparents, great-grandparents, our friends, our best friends, strangers even, people we hardly even know, because they too play an important part of our growth and how we interact with one another. And so it is understanding these key moments. It is understanding the key people, the key players, everyone from the strangers to family, and how they play in a role in your life. And once this is complete, and I can go into many instances to where I've met members of my soul family and working with clients and helping them realize that even the strangers play the most important role. So you have to understand that there is no one less important than the other. And I want to make that really clear, that when we sit in this round table meeting of souls before we incarnate, no one is no less important than the other. We all play an important role, regardless of what it is, regardless of, our disassociation with this person or not, or if we dislike someone or like another one. It doesn't matter how the emotions play out. It is the intuition that guides you through the path, and the intuition is the higher knowing of self. It's really being connected and understanding that connection to self, to the soul. And in that space, we all understand and we agree. And some of us stray off path, and some of us may not want to agree in fulfilling our purpose and mission, which creates the disconnect, the anxiety at a soul level, the stress at a soul level, all these things that we know we should do but don't have a desire or resistance to because we don't understand it fully. And it is that space of understanding, or the lack of understanding, to where we become stagnant and don't want to evolve or have troubles or issues in that space. But after we have had this round table meeting with ourselves, we then choose to begin their incarnation process, whether if it's here in this reality, on another planet, in another dimension, wherever it is, that we all came to an agreement to assist each other grow and to evolve. And this is our purpose. This is our mission. This is our evolution. So, Ray, I hope this has answered your question. And if it has, comment below. And if it has even raised more questions to everyone who is watching, comment below as well, because I love answering these questions, because as one who's a soul mentor, energy facilitator, it brings me great joy to assist others on their path and on their journey, for them to really begin to understand who we are, where we are, and, as Ray asked, where we come from. Till next time, everyone, have a beautiful and amazing day. To peace and oneness.